Welcome back to Chalk Talk. Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 2 in our analysis today. Going into the key stats from yesterday, then Arsenal obviously with a great win, fantastic 3-2 win with that late winner. Dominated Arsenal in terms of possession, 80% to 20%. XG, obviously they were a lot higher as well with 2.17, which is a high XG. 31 shots to Bournemouth's 4. Proving that they absolutely did deserve to win the game in terms of keeping going and the chances that they created. Okay, we'll get straight onto the tactics board then. And Arsenal's base shape of a 4-3-3 looks something like this. Obviously, they made a few changes to the starting lineup yesterday with a few of the key players not starting. Obviously, they've got a lot of games in a short period of time. What this tended to look like in possession higher up the pitch was something like this. Onto our first point. First thing that is clearly noticeable is this Martinelli inverted rotation that has been happening in the last few games. Now, whoever's playing as the 9, it was obviously Trossard yesterday. Martinelli is inverting and swapping over with this person, and it gives him a little bit more license to come in field and use his pace to sort of cause teams problems in that sort of inside area as well. And it looked like something like this when that did happen. And again, Bournemouth backline, they defended in 5-4-1 for most of the game, weren't quite sure how to pick him out, where to come, and things like that. Trossard did get injured and Smith Rowe came on to replace him, and then was that outlet on the left there as seen. Substitutes were key in changing this game for Arsenal, and if they're going to go on to win the Premier League, they will need to use their whole squad. The key substitutes, especially in the course of the last 15-20 minutes of the game, Ben White coming on there in that sort of right back area or right sided centre back area, obviously key player for Arsenal this season. Granit Xhaka came on to shore up the midfield and link up with Partey there, and Reece Nelson high and wide, touted as an excellent young prospect, high and wide on the left there. This created asymmetrical 3-2-5 in possession. Now, what that means is that it's not a traditional symmetrical shape. That, as you can see here, Ben White, in terms of making that back three, is just pushed on a little bit more. So it still is a back three, but albeit asymmetrical and not a traditional back three. You've got Partey and Xhaka holding in there, a little bit off centre, Partey a little bit deeper. And Xhaka did come on with sort of 10 minutes or so to go just to shore that up and allowed Zinchenko to then invert into that left half space and push forward and cause more problems. Obviously, you had Martinelli still as a false 9, Odegaard pushing on that right half space, Saka high and wide on the right, and Reece Nelson coming on and playing high and wide. He did excellent with his assist for Ben White's goal, and then obviously scored that fantastic winner, and looks like he can be a real good player for Arsenal moving forward. And in terms of his abilities, he was touted as having more potential than Jadon Sancho and Saka at one point. So it'd be interesting if they do renew his contract moving forward. What impressed me most about Arsenal was their relentlessness to keep going forward. And obviously Ben White, even so in this asymmetrical shape, was pushing forward. Obviously he got his goal. He was right inside the box as a sort of right-sided centre half, right fullback. And their ability to keep going under pressure and score that last-minute goal. So they had a huge setback going down 1-0 in the first 9 seconds, was it? And it was really impressive to see them keep going and get this win. Another thing I feel like is going to stand Arsenal in great stead if they are going to win the Premier League is that they did get 2 goals from second phases of corners, set pieces. The sheer volume of chances they were creating, 31 chances altogether, forced lots of corners as well. Obviously 80% possession and pinning Bournemouth back. And although Bournemouth did manage to go into that 2-0 lead, defending in 5-4-1 that deep for such a long period of time when Arsenal were absolutely dominating possession and really pushing on, there's only so much you can contain if you're going to be that deep and defensive, and you have to be concentration and focus has to be right spot on if you're going to be able to get away with that. Really like how Arteta was calm and went about the substitutes, bringing them on. And I really fancy now that Arsenal are absolutely in the driving seat, and they've proven now they can use the squad. They've made good signings with Jorginho coming in. Obviously, Reece Nelson looks like a real threat for me and has added to their armoury moving forward. Thanks ever so much for listening, guys. If you like the video, please subscribe, and I look forward to